Well, welcome back to Hope Island, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day so far. My name is Leaf, and it's always so great to have you guys here. Now, today, we're actually working on a couple of things, a bunch of, very different things, actually. So today, there was a contest, okay? It wasn't today, it was actually quite some time ago. You're actually seeing, a lot of this all come together from a bunch of different episodes. But I really just wanted to work on this. So essentially what ZSU had was a little contest based on geology and the Ice Age and climate change. And I really wanted to have this beautiful exhibition on the side of our island, which, it really isn't usable space. So I figured this would be the best place to put it. I really wanted to have this beautiful kind of exhibition on climate change and where Hope Island would be in 100 years. Essentially, it's called Hope Island 2122 or something. I forget. You can actually see it on the video itself. But all that being said, I really wanted to include that over there because it's just such a fun idea. And I really loved making this all together. You guys can tell I did a lot of stuff when it came to when it came to the boats up top. That was a really fun idea. So essentially the illusion is that you would be walking where the water levels would be over your head. And I have a bunch of information kind of talking about it. So now that the little Discord post is gone, you could actually see me working on all this. I wanted to include a lot of nice faux rock work because keep in mind it was a geology competition, and we actually did get some really good animals out of this. Nothing really too crazy. I know my buddy Forge got a bunch of really awesome animals. I think he actually got cheetahs and secretary birds. Meanwhile, us over here at Hope Island Zoo, we got a bunch of different animals. We got brown anoles, we got black rats, and we also got black vultures. You can see the little Discord notification for that pop up right there. I was very excited when I got those because I love the smaller species, and having Hope Island focus a lot more on small species is going to be a really awesome thing going forward. So that's what I really do love to see. And you can see me starting to use some of my faux aquarium prop pack items. This is way back before we even thought of prop mods, but I'm kind of going through here and doing a bunch of barnacles and a bunch of mussels. Those are both native species that we have over here in Rhode Island, so I really just want to have a bunch of those stick out over there. And I'm also going through and laying as many rubble pieces as possible just to have it look pretty good in the end. I'm very happy with how well it looks. And it came out so great too. And I'm also adding a bunch of sea stars and whatnot just because, it fits the vibe, and I even have a little lobster there. So the whole idea of this entire build would be kind of talking about how the rising sea levels would affect your food, it would affect your lifestyle, it would affect your recreational stuff too. And it's just a good way to showcase a lot more of the natural beauties that we do have in Hope Island. So you got some really good vistas all the way across the bay. It looks so good. And yeah, gotta say that's pretty much it on when it comes to that whole front. I'm also adding a bunch more foliage as well because it would make sense just to have this be a little bit more decorated, a little bit more planted, and that's what I'm doing over here. I'm adding some aquatic plants and whatnot, and I'm also adding a little bit of a lobster cage. I was very happy about that came out really fun right there. So it's kind of just dangling right there, and it's empty because when the sea levels rise, food is harder to get or something. Oh no, I'm kind of just making that up. But we also add a nice little weeping willow right there just as a way to make it feel a lot more, a lot more diverse, a lot more lush, really. And we also add a bunch more faux rocks to the top over there, and we cover up that entire concrete area. It was fine at first, but now I'm very happy that we actually did expand down there because it just looks so much more fun. And it's all about using the most of our space over here at Hope Island. It's all about getting our feet wet, literally, haha, you get that, with doing different things and different little fun things here and there. And what we also do is make some signage, so we have to give another huge shout out to Lion about this. So we essentially just have these all kind of lined up everywhere, and we even have a few in the water, so you're not just looking at one side, you're looking at both sides. And we essentially just align those up here and there just as a way to I don't know, really make it feel like we're making the use of our space. And we even have some seal statues. Yes, we even have some little Geralds, just lining up the place and making it feel a lot more lived in. Also hiding some other things as well in there just to make it feel a lot better. And what we also have, oh my god, I forgot we even did this. I gotta search in Discord for the aquarium contest now. There was an aquarium event, one of the big aquariums in ZSU. I'm not sure if it's implied or something or whatnot. Recently shut down. And it was a server-wide event where everyone could essentially just post aquariums that they make. And yeah, we kind of did a bunch over here. I think I show a couple, but what we essentially have going on over here is a bunch of different fish tanks and whatnot that house a bunch of different things. I really wanted one for Islands of Color. I felt like that would have been a really awesome thing to include right there. Here's a Discord parsed. Here's the Discord post in case if you guys want to read about it, in case if you guys actually do want to read more in person or see the other pictures that I included in it, you go and join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. But that's essentially what we're working with right there, and I'm very happy with how well it all kind of came out. It was so fun just to like go around my zoo and kind of figure out where all the fish tanks were, and we even got a few like, you know, ones in our aquatic center and stuff like that. But what I was so excited to start working on is our welcome center. Now, I do apologize, I don't include all of this in the speed build. And if I did, this would have been like literally an hour-long speed build. So listen, I hope you guys forgive me for that. We're just cutting right to the basics. Essentially, I kind of used like the last of the speed build just as a way to what am I trying to say here? Just show off a little bit like the founding blocks of the entire welcome center, and then we have just a big drastic change between the last like speed build segment and the cinematic. So be sure to look forward to all that jazz, but we actually got a lot of awesome stuff done over here. So the whole idea, in case if you guys don't remember, is I wanted to make a new welcome center. The old one was fine, but it just didn't scream a modern zoo enough. So I really wanted to have a beautiful new exhibition that really showcases the pride that Hope Island takes in itself, and just, you know, just trying to figure out what the best way is for us to welcome guests onto our island. So we include a lot of different things in here. I don't have the cafe done yet, but there is supposed to be a cafe in here. I also have a bunch of stuff like a gift shop. We even have a big Amazon tank in there, which is a little bit of a sneak preview, I guess, for our tropical house. That's going to be a long time coming. I'm going to need to work a long time on that. So once we actually do get that all said and done, we'll have a whole episode on that. But you can see me essentially lining up this area. So essentially what I want to have on this side of the island is very much an artificial kind of like block. So I really wanted to focus on making sure that, you know, this is all concrete over here and we are able to build as many docks as possible. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So we have ferries over here that will welcome guests onto the island. They can actually access it through here. I actually do need to work on getting the actual guests to work in this entire place, because so far as it stands, it's not really that feasible. In fact, we don't really have a guest spawner anymore, so we actually need to work on that. But later down the line, we could actually work all that out, but you can see me starting to get the initial building blocks for the building done right now. Just trying to figure out what kind of vibe I want to have, and I want to have big opening windows, just as a way to really welcome in light into this entire section. And I also use the East Asia doors as a way to bring in a new funky wood texture. Excuse me. This is essentially a way to get a nice looking finish on our zoo, and it looks really freaking good in the end. I really love how well the East Asia wood looks, and I just use it as many times as possible whenever I do get the chance. So that's what's happening right there. And we also wanted to include a little bit more of an industrial kind of look, so I do use the New World architecture beams as much as possible. So I kind of have those making like cross joints every so often. I do need to finish it later down the line. As it stands, our welcome center is kind of half finished, but most of the main elements that I wanted to get in there are done, and I really just wanted to get the episode out out to you guys because I worked a lot on all this, and I just wanted to update you guys on everything that happened. But this is essentially it. We're just building like the rest of our welcome center, and it was a really fun project to do. It was really fun just to like work on a building for once. The aquatic center was one, and just working on this one was really fun to begin with. So this is all really great, and it was just like such a fun time trying to get all this to work. We're also making good use of Nick's Jurassic Park pack, which included these beautiful hardwood floors. So we have a lot of that going on in here. It's a beautiful modern texture that none of the in-game pieces can really match. So we have this going on. And it looks really good in the end, so I'm very happy with how well that all came out. And I'm doing it a little bit over from where I want the actual building to be, because we could just cover it over with, you know, with different pieces. We could cover it up with planters, we could cover it up with walls, foliage, all that kind of stuff. So listen, just play smarter, not harder. What I'm also doing over here is I'm doing a little bit of a planter. I really want to have like nice, beautiful cypress trees welcoming you in, just because they're very hardy plants and they look very good to begin with. So we have a lot of that going on right there. I really wanted to get some nice plants down first, but I think the cypress trees actually look really good in the end. They have a beautiful tall stature to them, but they don't really take up that much room. So when you're actually on the inside, I think I may go in there in just a little bit. You could actually look out the window and the view really isn't that disturbed at all, because they're just very vertical trees. They don't really take up that much. What else I'm doing over here? Just trying to hammer out these corners a little bit more. Building on angles, never fun. You always have to take into account like all the different stuff you need to do with angles and stuff, and covering up like things that you're not really able to cover up. So that's all a pain in the ass, but we kind of get that all settled to begin with. And yeah, and we're just moving on to the rest of the build. We're adding like, you know, a bunch of iron beams and jazz like that, and we also half of this stuff that you see, it gets completely covered up by everything else. So essentially what we have going on in here is a escalator, and we also have elevators as well. So you're able to take the escalator up a level. Because Hope Island Zoo is kind of built on an island, we have a lot of different terrain constraints that we're working with, and one of that has to be elevation. And because the rest of our zoo is so high up, I wanted the welcome center to be a little bit lower down, but still have enough maneuverability and feasibility for guests to make it up to the top level. And that's something that I found very important to do right there. So that's essentially what we do right off camera. Unfortunately, you guys don't get to see any of that. I even do custom escalators. I'm so bummed that you guys missed out on that, but it's fine. You guys can load into Hope Island Zoo maybe soon. I may put it on the workshop. I think I do use pieces from the Outback pack though, so I do need to like work with Nick to get that out as soon as possible, but we'll work on that later down the line. Also adding a lot more like, you know, infrastructure for the building, making sure that that little welcome entryway looks pretty good in the end. We use nice big concrete beams for that, so it looks very nice, very sturdy in the end. And I really do love how, I really do love how, I don't know, how modern it looks. It's a very nice building. And yeah, just working out through all of this. I was considering putting a sign on there, but I didn't want to just yet. Maybe later down the line I will, just because I know we need something there, but I'm not really sure what. We'll figure it out later down the line. Not really too worried about it right now, because we do have a lot of other projects to work on in Hope Island, like that tropical house I mentioned before. We also have a bunch of different stuff. We have a lot of different animals coming in as well. I think we finally passed like 65 total species in our inventory, so that's really awesome. By the way, thank you guys so much for trading with me. It makes me so happy. It's so fun just to be able to trade with all of you guys. Even like LP Gomez, I know he was one of the recent ones I did something for, so that was wicked fun. But just going through all of this, it was really fun. There's our escalators, really fun to build those blueprints. And yeah, I wanted to have this nice modern look to the interior, and it looks completely different from the speed builds. I do apologize. I try and document as much as I can in my speed builds, but there are some times where it's just, I get into a little bit of a groove, but it's not really like a doing things after the other kind of groove. It's like a taking my sweet ass time. I go back to certain things. I kind of like move the camera around a lot and try and figure out what I need to do next. And that's very much my kind of groove for at least interiors. It's very much a pain, but it's so much worth it in the end. But that's essentially that, and we kind of have this nice plaster look to the entire interior. I'm very much happy with how well that all turned out, because it does scream, it screams like, I would say it screams, Jesus, very modern. But you know what? Here's our cinematics. I know, a lot of this is going to be so different, so I thank you guys for even bearing with me for that. Hope you guys are still enjoying Hope Island Zoo. You get a nice little look at the squirrel monkeys in just a little bit, but I'll leave you guys here with the rest of the cinematics. Hope you guys enjoyed everything that we built today. It's really awesome having you guys here, and hopefully 1.9 speaks very well for what Hope Island Zoo has planned in the future. But all that being said, wanted to thank you guys one last time before I leave. You guys are literally the best, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye bye now.